So we finally saw Vader the way he was meant to be seen. Original trilogy tried, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series succeeded. And consider this, the showrunners for this series gave Darth Vader the justice he needed. This is not only in episode 5, every single time Vader has appeared, we've basically seen justice for Vader. I mean, we talked about a couple of weeks ago how it was inconceivable to see Darth Vader be that maniacal, how he killed those people in the village. They showed how Darth Vader snapped a kid's neck. Well, that's not all we got, because in the last episode, not only did we get Vader going unleashed, going ham on everybody, he was rageful, we also saw the flashbacks. Anakin actually executing Order 66 inside the Jedi Temple, not by cutting away from him killing the younglings, but we actually see Anakin slashing down on all of Reva's other friends, and we realized how Reva was saved and later captured because she pretended to be dead. So collectively, the people who were in charge of this series did not stop with showing us a Force Unleashed Vader, him pulling a ship out of midair, tearing it apart like that. After that, they went on to show how evil and maniacal Vader is. He won't just eat his food, he will play with his food. Because Riva attacked him outright, he did not even use his lightsaber. One of the most shocking parts that was shown about Darth Vader, but I want to explain something more in detail in this video, talking about Vader's devilish ways and how they echo not only with Reva, but with Luke and Obi-Wan in this series as well. With Luke, I'm specifically talking about episode 5, what we saw there, what we saw with Obi-Wan in episode 3, and now with Reva. And I want to explain the real reason why Vader did this in all of these 3 duels. Again, not just with Reva, but with Luke in Empire Strikes Back and with Obi-Wan in episode 3. Let's start with Reva, and then I'm going to move on to the other 2. You see, he didn't even ignite his lightsaber. He was just avoiding Reva's lightsaber and stopping it with the Force whenever he could. I want to quickly mention how precise and diabolical Vader is in Empire Strikes Back. Han enters the dining room in Bespin, thinking that Lando is still his friend, that he will rescue him, and he sees Vader. Vader could have easily force-pulled Han's blaster, but he didn't. He let Han take a couple of shots just so that he could use Tutaminis, stop his blasts, and then pull his blaster. You see, Vader's mentality is not just to kill you. Vader wants to show you that he is one of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. Ever since a young man, he craved power. One of the reasons why he accepted Palpatine as his master is that he felt the light side had its limitations. You could actually see it in the flashbacks, Anakin telling Obi-Wan that mercy does not defeat your enemy. Mercy is one of the main stables of the light side of the Force. One of the main reasons why there is a Jedi code. Not for Anakin, because by episode 2 and episode 3 especially, we see that Anakin is not content where he is right now. He wants something more, and only the dark side could offer him that. That's why he went rogue outside of the Jedi and accepted the dark. When talking about Vader versus Reva, you have to understand that by the end of that duel, Vader reveals to Reva that he has known all along that she was that youngling that escaped him during Order 66. This is the main reason why Vader does not want to kill Reva outright. He wants to toy with her. He wants to show her how much more powerful he has become since missing that kill during that day in Order 66. Anakin is fascinated by that fact. He is an egotistical maniac. This is why he toys with Reva. This is why he tells Obi-Wan in A New Hope that he is much more powerful now. He was a learner back then. Now he is the master. With Reva, it's a mini version of that. He knows how talentless Reva is compared to Vader. That's why he doesn't even ignite a blade to duel her. Only with the Force, he dominates her. Then he stops the spinning lightsaber midway. He actually had some experience with a spinning lightsaber. Ironically, against the Grand Inquisitor. In the 2017 Darth Vader comic series, in issue number 6, this is when the Grand Inquisitor and Vader meet for the first time, and the Grand Inquisitor does not know who Vader is. He uses this exact same style of lightsaber against Vader, and Vader easily defeats him because there is a major flaw in these lightsabers. So essentially, what Darth Vader did with Riva is what an evil cat would do with a mouse. It would not just eat it outright, it will play with it until he is ready to eat it. And this is why I wanted to talk about Luke in Empire Strikes Back and Obi-Wan in Episode 3. Essentially, what Vader did with Reva in that duel again, he did the same thing with Luke in Empire Strikes Back by fighting Luke only one-handed. By the end of that duel, you realize that Luke could not stand toe-to-toe with Vader at this point. Vader had let him think he could advance against him, only to lure him into a trap and then show to Luke how powerful the dark side is, how powerful it has made me, and now join me if you want to become this powerful like me, like Vader. Again, there's a reason why Vader fights two-handed against Obi-Wan in A New Hope, and why he fights Luke in Empire Strikes Back only one-handed, because he's basically toying with Luke, but Luke doesn't know it yet. Now, in Episode 3, Vader did the same thing with Obi-Wan, with a weak Obi-Wan. Vader knew this immediately. He realized that Obi-Wan was not that powerful Jedi that he fought in Revenge of the Sith. By this point, 10 years later, Obi-Wan was a weakling. He had not sparred with a lightsaber in 10 years. He had not even used the Force. That's why if you revisit that duel on Mapuzo in Episode 3, Vader is fighting Obi-Wan one-handed again, similar to Luke, because he is toying with Obi-Wan. He is not taking this fight seriously. He knows he could defeat this battered Obi-Wan anytime he wants. By the end, again we realize how Vader has toyed with Obi-Wan. He just wanted to show how weak Obi-Wan really is at this point by not only dueling him, but actually using the Force to grab him and torture him in the fire. Just like an egotistical maniac, Vader enjoys torture, manipulation, and ultimately humiliation. That's why he humiliated Reva to the maximum. Same as he did with this weak Obi-Wan in Episode 3, same as he did with his son Luke in Empire Strikes Back. This is why these three fights are very similar when it comes to Vader's style. With ordinary enemies that Vader sees no importance, he kills them outright, does not waste time. But with people who think they are powerful, but they are not nearly as powerful as Vader, Vader does not want to kill them. Vader wants to humiliate them. And that's what happened with Riva, as well as these two other fights. But of course, guys, let me know what did you think down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Now you have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.